happy Monday tour.
Happy Monday, Consuela.
Hello. Yes. So we're back, just like we said we were going to be yesterday.
Hmm.
And as usual, I forgot to play on my music, so I'll get that going. Um, Although I know I probably won't need it long because of narrations and whatnot.
Yeah. So we're gonna just jump straight into day 2.
Yeah. So then on the HUD, we press this little schedule button, right?
Yes, and then we hit
The
play day 2.
play day 2. So if we click that, does that take us away? I
Yes.
hit it. Oh, here we go. Okay, let me pause the music. See, I didn't need the music very long at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's more just a transition screen.
Yeah, but sometimes they start talking.
That's true, and
So,
that may happen.
all right. So here we
All
are.
right.
What's going on?
Well,
We're in the
I
street.
see people in a bar. We're in
Okay.
the street.
And this
I
was the
don't
cut
have.
screen. So,
Yeah. So I suspect we walk in here,
mm-hmm.
or they're just chilling. This is a bunch of MadPeas, so this is bot
Mm,
territory. We might hear something.
I see.
You're late. Sit down.
Oh,
Oh,
Listen up and take a close look
this
at
is the
this
crew.
paper.
yep.
The ceremonial scepter. Priceless. One of a kind. Your client wants it. That's all you need to know. You get it, you get paid. Simple. It's sitting in a heavily secured display case in the Celestial Hall of the Valmont Museum. Lasers, guards, pressure plates, cameras. Every inch of that place is watching. You'll need to beat them all. Get in. Get out. No alarms. Don't screw it up.
Okay. Is yours done?
This- Yes, this is reminding me of Shadowrun.
Well,
And
that's one
Oh,
hell of an
oh,
introduction.
they're talking.
The tech, Cypher. I don't do handshakes, I do firewalls. Just don't slow me down, and we'll get along fine. You need doors unlocked, cameras looped, or alarms silenced? That's me. Just don't ask how. It's faster if you don't know. I work fast, I work quiet, and I don't do small talk. If you're gonna hesitate, rethink this job now.
The muscle, Bishop. I handle the problems you can't talk your way out of. Guards, locked doors, anything in the way. I take care of it. You just make sure it's worth the effort. I don't waste words and I don't take risks for fun. If there's a clean way in, we take it. If not, well, that's why I'm here.
Ace, I'm your driver and inside man. I know every exit, every shortcut, and how to be invisible when it counts. Stick with me, and you won't even need to run. I used to work at that museum. I know which guards take smoke breaks, which doors stick, and which hallways have the worst camera angles. Trust me, you won't find a better inside man.
There it is. Some might add the con in front of that. So you must be the hands then. The one pulling off the job. Sweetheart, you've got the most important part to play. Stick with me, and no one will even suspect a thing. I know people. The way they think, the way they move, the little tells they don't even realize they're giving away. I can make a guard doubt his own schedule, get a VIP to hand over their invitation, or have a mark thinking they've known me forever. And you?
Okay,
and that's all.
that's all.
All right. So we've got that. So tomorrow we're going to the Valmont Museum.
That's the plan.
All right. So let's see then. So we just hit close on this stuff.
Yep.
So close. So.
So we've got Ace, Bishop, Cypher, and Dahlia.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's day 2, and we've got our little black canary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So
That's a
then
wrap.
that's there's nothing else to do. I'm hitting all the other buttons. There's nothing.
Nope. That's day 2. We did it.
That's day 2. Okay. Well, we're gonna be back at it tomorrow. Let's step outside.
Okay.
We're off to the side. Let's just move out over here. Away.
Sit at the bar.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, sure. Let's sit at the bar. Let me sit.
table, I mean.
Yes. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts at this point?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's giving very Shadowrun vibes, so I'm very happy.
What is Shadow? What does that mean? I don't play Shadowrun.
Shadowrun is a roleplay setting, which is very cyberpunk and very. You do a lot of like espionage and corporate theft and things. You're typically kind of an anti-hero fighting against like capitalism gone wrong. Like mega corporations rule everything. All of the places have, lasers and like auto guns and cameras, and you typically build out a party. You have like a decker or hacker that can deal with like cybersecurity. You typically have a mage because Shadowrun has magic. And then you have like your face, who basically is what Dahlia is there, the person that can talk through things, can like often get access to things they should not have access to, which can get you like an ID or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then just your straight up muscle. In Shadowrun, they call them street samurai.
Okay.
And that could be like cybernetic enhanced or whatever else. So, it's an interesting setting. It's obviously more futuristic than this is, but this is still very, very much in that vibe. So I'm very pleased.
So, I guess where I'm getting hung up is that, like, I'm used to playing the other like MadPea experiences where there was more to do at once, and I think that's where I'm struggling a little bit is why is it so like such small parts? If I'm just being completely honest, right? So, like,
Sure.
I guess I'm curious why the approach is this way, where yesterday we had to open a door and click a box, and then today we had to
Yes.
come listen to the characters. Like, the other
That's
experiences have been more like you can do it at your own pace. So I guess
Yep.
I'm just not sure why this one is parceled out into such small steps. Like, I even went to the
I don't
website
know.
to see, because somewhere in my head I thought this was like I mentioned yesterday, to like for new users.
Tutorialized. Yeah.
And if you saw in the lobby, there were a lot of like Senra avatars,
Yes.
and folks new to SL. So I still think, like, I'm looking on the website and I don't see where it says on there if it's designed for new users. I know I'm kind of skimming and sometimes I read kind of fast and miss stuff, but it doesn't.
I don't think that necessarily is the goal. I suspect that they're just trialing this format out. I don't know why. I agree. I think it would be nicer to be able to play through it.
Yeah. Like, I know we're
Um,
not trying to like power through it, because we enjoy the MadPea experiences.
Yeah.
I think where I felt this similar sort of thing is when we did the Play Expo, where we had the like little mini quests. I think that's the first time we probably ran into this format.
Yes.
And I'm not a fan, just not. But it's because I want to, when I'm in and I want to play, I want to play. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's the little 5-minute little part is not enough for me. Like, and I don't know if it's just because we've played MadPea so often, that we're used to, here's the experience and you go at your own pace. and sometimes it takes us hours and hours and hours to do it, depending. And so it's just a little bit of a different format that, I'm not used to. So I'm just
Yeah,
curious
so
what
like I
the
said,
approach
I
was.
suspect that they're trialing it. I do know that some folks, um, I've heard get a little daunted by a MadPea experience and just they end up
Mm,
not completing them because
it's too much.
it's too much. Like you mentioned, sometimes we are at it for hours,
Mm-hmm.
actual hours, and and that may be causing some people to bounce off of them and not be able to enjoy the whole thing. And they might be trialing just breaking it up into like miniature chunks. I don't know if it's the right way. They are the ones who have access to the user base and know who's actually completing everything and what their feedback is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like you, I would prefer to be able to chew through it at our own pace, but
Yeah.
this, like I said, I if I'm guessing that they're just trying it out to see if it gets more people to dive into it and be able to play through an entire experience.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Hmm.
Because I could see how folks could get overwhelmed by it. I
Mhm.
mean, I for the longest time didn't play MadPea when I first knew about it because first of all, I needed someone to play it with. I'm not like a
Mhm.
solo player. Like I needed you basically.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
or you go with friends, right? So you can kind of struggle through it together and help each other. For me, I would just get frustrated and be like, I'm moving on. Um,
Right.
but I think again, I think where I'm just coming from someone who's played through things, and I prefer to control it at my pace as opposed to being locked into a pace much slower than
Yeah.
I would play it. As someone who we have our first life demands and work and everything, and um, I it can be hard to get in here and play this. Like if it's just because you can't advance. So like let's say I don't have time tomorrow, right? Then
Yeah.
it just extends the whole thing. Like we're already days behind because it
Yes.
started before we could actually dive into it. So I think
Yes.
my assessment is I would like to control the pace as opposed to it being controlled for me.
Right. I do wonder. This is another just wild speculation. I have no evidence to back this up. Um, if this is tangentially related to Second Life trying to encourage people to log in daily on the mobile viewer.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we're
And
solving a
if
puzzle right now.
yeah, and if
Why
this
are
is
they
like
doing it this way?
MadP trying to play a hand towards, what Linden Lab is trying to
Yeah,
accomplish there.
I could see
I
that.
don't,
And
I
to
don't know.
me, what that right there goes with what I was saying about this potentially being attached to some sort of new user experience, right? So I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you have probably hit the nail on the head
Hmm.
because you know that SL has a very steep learning curve. And
It
so
does.
it's easy to get overwhelmed and people log in one day, don't know what the hell to do, and then don't come back. Right. Um,
Yep.
I think I was a bit more stubborn than that. Like I want to figure this out. And so, even though I had just a terrible arrival into Second Life, um,
Hmm.
I persevered and here I am. How many
Hmm.
however what
Hmm.
16, 17, however many years later. But not everybody has that same perseverance. So
Yeah.
um, but the mobile viewer for sure, I think they're doing a great job with their incentives for the mobile viewer because of what they've been doing
Right.
it since was it before March? I think it was February when the streak started, where you log in daily if you're a subscriber, if you pay for
Hmm.
Second Life, and then you get a few extra lindens. And then they did the mobile millions in March, where you could to log in and do tasks to be entered to spin the wheel for 1 million lindens, which someone did win, I believe. I believe they at least one winner of the full million.
Yeah, you
Um,
mentioned this one
that
game.
was really cool. I was jealous. I wanted to have my turn. I was like, come on, it's got to be me. No, There's, but I'm glad so many people were logging in to Second Life to do that. So, and then now with the Dash for Cash, and then I was mistaken, and I don't know if I said this to you, but I know I said it to Mama Lala, where I thought it was only subscribed accounts again who were able to get the extra money, the extra lindens, but it's not
Right.
because I've been able to do it with my non-subscribed alt.
Okay.
And so you just get these push notifications on your phone that you have anywhere. I think the shortest amount of time I saw was 25 minutes to log in and get some extra lindens. And I've seen it, the range be from 50 lindens up to 300 linden, which is the most I've seen come across the app. And so you just log in within that time frame and you get the lindens. So, so I think they've been doing a really good job with getting people to log into the mobile viewer. But I suspect you're right in your speculation that this is to entice people to come in to desktop SL, and experience a game.
Yeah.
And in bite-sized, pieces for the new user.
Yeah.
So.
And kind of try and cultivate that habit of logging in.
Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. But for you and me, we don't need that habit. I'm pretty good at logging in. Although, like I said, work sometimes will keep us from it. I know I'm mostly you, but we tend to be mostly weekend users. But I do log in through the week to do little things here and there, or to make a video or what have you. So, but yeah, I think my difficulty is I love a MadPea experience and I want to dive in and do it, and a little 5-minute thing is not satisfying to me. But
we'll get through it piece by piece.
They get longer. So the website says they get up to 30 minutes.
They probably will get more involved. This is still intro.
So yesterday, I would say, is probably about 5 minutes tops. Today's about 5 minutes tops. How many more days of 5 minutes do you think we're going to have?
Don't know. Can't guess.
Okay. Well, I would like to think as the days go on, the time will get more lengthy.
I suspect that's going to be true.
So, but as usual, they've done a bang up job of decorating. Like, I'm just sitting here chilling, and I really enjoy the ambiance and how they've put things together. It's just, they're so good at making an experience. So.
Definitely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, any other thoughts then before we wrap this very brief stream, which we knew was going to be short, but I didn't expect it to be 5 minutes, but it's still short.
Nope. I got nothing else.
All right. Well, we'll be back about this time tomorrow to do day 3, and we'll see how long that takes us. So.
Excellent.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for watching this whenever you do. We appreciate everybody being here with us at any point in time. Feel free to make comments, like, share, subscribe, of course. But thank you for being here with us.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.